Hey everyone, welcome back to Just Being Booky. In this week's video, I thought I'd do a cool seasonal little video because, why not, actually? When I'm recording this, it's less into the seasonal, but once I'll be posting this and you guys will see it, it will be. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing some of my personal recommendations for like winter, Christmas, seasonal type reads, and then I will be showing you the books that I hope to read during the season. And this season includes now in terms of like when I'm recording this, when you're seeing this, and like February, because like with the holidays and stuff, I'm not going to guaranteed have enough time to read a bunch of things. But I mean, it's not actually too many. But we'll see what I get through, especially because I might want to go back and forth between a couple of comfort things or something new in general. But anyway, first I'm going to start with the recommendations. I do not have a lot, but I also don't have a lot that I'm planning to read either. But first we have a book in the Pages & Co. series, The Book Wanderers. This one is the only book in the series that I've read so far, but it is really good. And I originally got introduced to it on audiobook, which if you watch my other videos, you should already know this as long as I remember to actually say that. If not, then well, now you know. But this one, it just has like the cozy feel and like it's mainly in a library and like cozy atmosphere, like honestly, in a library in general, you that has like a cozy feel, especially for winter. Well, I mean, if you're a reader watching this video, then obviously you get the feeling. But if you do not know what this is about, it's this girl named Tilly, and in her bookshop, she starts seeing some. Well, not her bookshop, but her grandparents' bookshop, she starts seeing characters from her favorite books. She thinks she's like maybe going crazy at first because no one else seems to. But then she starts learning more about it and how her mother had the same ability when she was younger. Well, not just when she was younger, but I don't want to give too much away. But uh it just has that kind of feel. I think even by the cover you can tell that it's like a cozy read, I think. It might just be because I already like it and my opinion is biased. But either way, the next one I have is one of my personal favorites. It's The Secret Garden. And honestly, if I were to do a video for other seasons, I would recommend this for winter, summer, spring, and fall because it's just too good. It's one of my relaxing reads, and so for any season, it starts in the winter and then it leads in spring and then more of a summer. So part of that also makes it so that it's perfect for every season. Also, it's a classic, which makes me really like it as well. Because and then like with the garden, and then when she's outside with the breeze, mm, I can almost feel it. It is such a good book to read for times like that. I love reading it during rainy days, summer days, winter days, all the days. But it's such a good book. If you don't know what it's about, it's a orphan named Mary Lennox, and then she ends up living at her uncle. I think it's her uncle's manor type place, and there's this garden, and it's a secret. I don't know. I don't know how to give very good things without going too in depth into them, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Next, I have another of my favorites, Aragon, which is a fantasy, if you couldn't tell by the dragon on the cover. But this one starts when it's starting to get cold, and then a fantasy book, a really good fantasy book, is obviously nice for winter and coziness anyway. But and then this is the first fantasy book that, well, not the first. This is the first solely fantasy book that got me really into fantasy. The original books that got me into fantasy were the Dragon series books up here that also incorporated Christian elements and such. But this is the one that got me more used to like the general fantasy, and it enthralled me so much. I was so invested and like transported into the story. It was really good. It is really good. I also listened to this one on audiobook, and I like the voices for it, so I keep it when I read it. The next one I have is Inkheart. This one has kind of a similar like feel to Book Wanderers in a way, not just in the fact that the cover is pretty similar, but like it has a lot to do with books and characters coming alive and just has an overall really cool feel to it. Oh, now I'm just gonna want to read this all day now. It's so good. I don't even know what to say about this one. I say that this one is not one of my top favorites, but then I'm just doing this to it. I don't know. This is why you don't ask a reader what their favorite book is. This is what you'll get. So, but anyway, next we have another classic, Little Women. And this one is super good. I originally got introduced to it in the newest version of the movie. I think it's 2019 version. I could be wrong, but I got introduced to it through the movie, and it is so good. And so now I've read the book, and it is so good. Just has another cozy family atmosphere, and just like everything. I am not good at doing this. I need to figure out how to do it better. But if you know, you know. If you don't, then you're out of luck for now. At least until I can figure it out. If I challenge myself to do a review on the books I've already read, then I might be okay. But for now, yeah. Anyway, and then last one is another classic. It's Hans Brinker, or you may know it as The Silver Skates, which obviously is a good winter and Christmassy book because obviously skates, winter, cold, skating just works. You can tell by the cover too because it's one of the older fashioned, well, not older fashioned, but like if it's a classic, then it's like that time frame, and that time frame fits really well with the Christmas season. I don't know. But anyway, those are all the recommendations that I have. If you have read these books, or just my reactions rather than my explanations makes you want to read them, then let me know down in the comments. If you had read them, let me know what you think of them. Preferably only let me know if you like them too, because otherwise I might get sad. I'm just kidding. It's okay if you don't like it too. But like, it's not like I'm gonna be taking offense for an opinion. But next, as I jostle the camera once more, next I have books I hope to read in the Christmassy season. Also, while we're on the note of the Christmas season, I will be taking 2 weeks in December off. 1 week is because I have a Christmas performance with my dance studio, and so the rehearsals and stuff that week, plus the performance that weekend, is not going to be ideal. It will be the weekend. The shows are on the 13th and the 14th, and so that week I will not be posting anything. And then, of course, Christmas week, if I do anything, it will just be a little like Merry Christmas message to you all. But that will be pre-recorded. I won't have anything new or anything for Christmas week. But then I'll start up again in the new year. But anyway, let's go to what I want to read. Following one of the ones that I recommended, I want to be reading the rest of the books in the Pages & Co. series. This one I technically started, but then I didn't really get very far into it. I don't remember. Oh, I think this is the one where the character did something completely out of proportion when they were explicitly told the details of what not to do. And so I think this is the one where I literally slammed it shut, set it down, and I didn't go back to it. But I'm gonna have to reread it because I took the bookmark out, so I'm gonna have to relive that. But anyway, because I have this one, the second book, and two more. There's a fifth book in the series, but I do not have that one yet. But if obviously I loved the first one, I'm pretty sure that this one's going to be the same, or not the same, but like the same kind of atmosphere. So, and then next we have a series as well. I do not remember what order this is in. Christmas Shoes, Christmas Hope, and Christmas Hope, and The Christmas Blessing. So these ones are pretty classic books that also have movies based on them. And I watched the movies, but I haven't actually officially read the books. And on the same page is The Christmas Box, which I've also not read the movie. I've watched the movie of and haven't officially read the book. So I'm hoping to read all of these Christmassy books. I mean, I love the movies, so I don't see any reason that I wouldn't love the books. And next we have An Elephant in the Garden. It's based on a true story. Well, not inspired by a true story is what it says on the top. But it takes place in the winter, and you can see by the cover what the snow and the snowflakes falling. I think it would be a really good book to read during that time, and so I'm hoping I can get to it. Then we have a classic, A Christmas Carol. I have not read the actual book of it. I've watched a couple of the movie renditions, but I've not read it, so I'm also hoping to get to read that. And then we have this big one here. I hope to read at least some of Sherlock Holmes this winter, because I feel like classic mystery and stuff like that will just be a good type of read to have in the winter, especially while it's snowing. I can look up and look at the snow, if it actually snows here, because the last few years it has not snowed as much as it should, which was basically a cold but not snowy winter. Anyway, hopefully we get more snow this year. But yeah, hopefully I can read some of this. Just a matter of whether I read it from the fancy edition over here or this edition. I might stick with this one because that one has both, so it's a little extra chunky. But those are all of the books that I have that I'm hoping to read this winter. And so, if you have read these books, let me know down in the comments a brief spoiler-free, like, little thing of how you liked it. And if you haven't read these ones, if I've inspired you to read them as well. For both of these, I guess. But anyway, I think that's all I have for you today, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!